Now, still water is always level.
That stuff is flat. That stuff is flat.
That stuff is flat.
Oh God, are you a flat earther?
Yep.
Is so remote that the closest humans are actually the astronauts aboard the ISS, which flies at just 250 miles above the surface.
Now, I spoke about this in my previous videos. I don't know why people think this is my last video is my first, but this thing is supposed to be flying at 250 miles altitude. A plane is flying at 7 miles altitude, and that is hardly visible with the naked eye at first glance. Okay, I understand this thing can be tracked, and you can set up your camera, and good luck with your shot with the measurements, longitude, latitude, everything. But 250 miles up, and you can hardly see it. Okay, and when you do, it is in front of either the sun or the moon. Can't see it at night. Without some type of illumination behind it, meaning the sun and the moon. Now, when you do see those videos, videos of it passing by the sun and the moon, it only shows you how close it is in front of the sun and the moon. So, we know it's not 249 miles in the air, because nothing has been proven to go past 74 miles up. Okay, not including rockets. Alright. Now, while it is up there, it's flying unoccupied. Let's get that straight. Okay? Because if it's occupied, you would need these mistakes. See, Ed wants proof of a flat Earth, and he wants me to show it to him. I would need a lot of signatures to show him that, because Logic and I, my P900 camera, will take a flight, if allowed, to take a picture just like the Gleason map, because that's how it was taken from an aerial view. And other than that, but all this stuff you see now is done with these cameras. And these cameras,
With a really wide angle lens, which curves horizontal lines.
and that's why everything NASA does is with these lenses. We don't use these lenses. Okay? We don't believe in them, you know. Therefore, sport activities and all kinds of stuff, and taking pictures for art, but not flying at a high altitude and trying to look straight at a horizontal line, knowing that these lenses curve horizontal lines, and then come and tell you that that's what it is. Come on now. I was born at night, but not last night.
Victor Davison, an East Texas native, is one of only 3 people in the entire world who has the expertise to launch these balloons. Now, this is the original. Who built it?
R.G. Letourneau out of Longview, Texas.
Right here in East Texas.
The data that we get, the scientists get rather, is used all around the globe.
Davison has worked here at the Columbia Scientific Balloon Facility 24 years. He was right out of the Air Force looking for a job when he heard about the facility.
I remember one of the things they told me in my exit briefing was to make sure I went up. Don't go backward. And so when I saw this job advertised in the paper, it said National Scientific Balloon Facility, and I thought that was upward.
And it has been upward. Originally established in Boulder, Colorado in 1961, the National Scientific Balloon Facility was moved to Palestine in 1963. It has recently been renamed the Columbia Scientific Balloon Facility in honor of the Columbia crew, and is under the sponsorship of NASA.
When I first came to work here, it was we were launching a lot of small balloons, 11 million cubic foot balloons and 4 million cubic foot balloons. But as time progressed, we got to launching the bigger, heavier balloons that lift 8,000 pounds.
Now, Palestine is the staging area for balloon launches throughout the world, including Antarctica. A number of the facility's balloons are launched each year from that icy land with its 15 plus to 20 below temperatures. Ironically, it was Antarctica that first drew Tylerite Chris Field to his job as a payload engineer in satellite communications.
What got my attention was it said you must be able to pass the exam to go to Antarctica. And I thought that sounded really neat, so I decided to apply for this job, and they ended up hiring me.
Palestine is also the control center for launches at various other world sites, including Sweden, Australia, Canada, and India.
We control the payload from here. We do all the commanding from here, and we get all the data from here and pass that on to the scientists.
The balloons, made of material as thin as trash bags but bigger than football fields, are inflated with helium and launched on journeys to the edge of space. The data gathering and scientific experiments they carry out can be accomplished at a fraction of the cost of rockets and space shuttle launches.
A lot of people think that what we do has to do with forecasting the weather.
Weather forecasting, it's not. although weather monitoring for launches is part of the job. But what about sorting out the Big Bang Theory, detecting cosmic rays, measuring ozone layers, and hundreds of other scientific experiments that most of us don't understand? But what is accomplished by the Columbia Scientific Balloon Facility may well affect our lives and those of our children as long as this planet spins.
Not satellite. Not satellite.
And here you have your results of your satellites going up into, what is it, low Earth orbit? Yeah, you can't go no higher. Your satellites going up into low Earth orbit by balloons. Isn't that a happy feeling? That rockets cannot go as high as they say that they go, leaving an opening in the so-called atmosphere for us to be attacked by aliens and asteroids and other spaceships like the Wrath of Khan and all these other out of space entities coming here trying to take over, trying to take our jobs, filing for an application and just leaving us homeless because they may have more expertise. Big 10-foot aliens just walking around like we see in the movies. Isn't that exciting that none of that can happen because of the firmament and knowing that God has protected this earth that He created, and why rockets go up and go right and go down, and why we have CGI. Why was CGI even created? Isn't it nice to be able to ask those questions and feel great that your answers are going to be idiotic? Why are you showing me a CGI image of space? I want the real thing. If it's coming out of my taxes to fund this organization, I require the real thing. Do you have a CGI house, Mr. Ed? Do you have a CGI automobile? Then why would you accept a CGI representation of where you live? Come on now. Stay flat.